So even though My Hero just had a really successful season 6 that was full of really good character moments, really great action, a really top tier arcs, and finally My Hero decided to change up the lighting. However, there is a very jarring problem that My Hero Academia is facing, in my opinion. And of course, I'm not talking about the festival arc that happened, or Class 1A versus Class 1B. That was horrible, and we don't talk about these. The problem with My Hero that I'm talking about is Deku's 7 quirks. Hello everyone, this is Emo, and today we will be discussing the problem with My Hero Academia. So as I just mentioned, the idea of Deku having 7 quirks is, in my opinion, a very bad way for the story to go on, for a few reasons that I will be discussing. Firstly, it's unfair to his classmate. Like, before him having all these quirks, it was a back and forth between him and Bakugo and Todoroki. Right now, it's not even, like, there's no comparison right now. Like, it's not fair. Like, there's a huge gap between Deku and his classmate, in which in the future, if Deku continued with this gap between him and all the other heroes, the future heroes, the same thing will happen with what happened with All Might. There was a huge gap between him and all of the other heroes, then that when he retired, no one could sustain all of these criminals in the same way, and the criminals go even more rogue. So that's one problem. Another one, this is not what was set up. Like, it was said in the beginning of My Hero that the new age of heroes will be of not one superior number one hero, but multiple superior heroes that stand on top. Not just one that stands out from all the others, it's multiple heroes that stand side by side. And with Deku having 7 powers, of course he will stand out and exceed them all, like I previously said in the previous point. Another problem, a lot of these quirks don't even, like, why does Deku have a danger sense? Why does Deku have a smoke screen? These are useless quirks. Like, in my opinion, the mangaka just gave him these quirks for the sake of filling up the 7 quirks. And the Fajin quirk, like, this quirk acts really similar if Deku just concentrated one for all in his legs for about 50% of the power and jumped instead of charging it. Plus, All Might with just one for all could just jump and leap the same way with just one for all. So I feel like this is a repetitive quirk that's not even useful. And lastly, something that I really appreciated about My Hero, and I thought that it was going in this direction, that because Shigaraki has a lot of quirks, doesn't mean that Deku cannot defeat him with one quirk. And it was proven in My Hero Academia when a weakened one for All Might defeated a very powerful All for One by outsmarting him. Not by overpowering him, by outsmarting him. And one of my favorite parts on all of My Hero is Lemillion versus Overhaul. Lemillion, someone with a very, from the surface level you can say it's a very bad and mediocre quirk. However, due to him being really smart with the way he uses it, he was able to overpower Overhaul, someone with a very overpowered quirk, and I had to play dirty with him in order to remove his quirk, and even after that he still was able to outsmart Overhaul. So I thought the fights going forward after this fight would be like Hunter x Hunter. In Hunter x Hunter, you can defeat a stronger opponent by outsmarting him or her with your powers, with cleverly using your powers. So I don't like the idea that because Shigaraki now has, I don't know, a lot of quirks, that we have to give Midoriya 7 quirks in order for him to balance out with Shigaraki. For me, I think it would have been much more better for the story if Deku just continued with One for All, and throughout the first 4 seasons, Deku was using it in a really smart way. Yes, he was breaking his fingers and hands, but it was really creative. It was handled in a really creative way. However, right now, he's just getting a lot more quirks out of nowhere, and he's learning them on the fly. Like, for him to even learn One for All, it took him a lot of months and months for him to even being close to mastering it. For him to just learn quirks on the fly like this is really weird. There's no process in which him learning it. It's like he's activating a switch. He's not learning a process. So even after all I have said in this video, I still enjoy My Hero, and I still look forward to see what happens. But I cannot overlook this problem, in my opinion. Like, this is a huge jarring problem that, in my opinion, it's hard for me to overlook it, as it disappoints me when I see it, in my opinion, that I thought the story was going in a certain way and it didn't go my way. I know I am not the mangaka and it's his story, not mine, but I'm just putting my opinion out here. So if you agree with my opinion and enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, as it really helps me out a lot. So this is Emo, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.